I've been numb for long now. I'm longing to jump in ocean water. Take the road that's longer. Try to be a dancer. I'm longing, 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 I'm longing. Take it in my own time. I make the choice to get better. Please don't hold me hostage for who I am, for who I was. I could be a dancer. I'm feeling it, I'm pacing. Please don't hold me hostage for who I am, for who I was, who I am, for who I was, for who I am, who I was, who I am, who I was. I know in life there are highs and lows. I know in life there are highs and lows. Cause I know in life there are highs and lows. Cause I know in life there are highs and lows. I know in life there are highs and lows. I know in life there are highs and lows. Cause I know in life there are highs and lows. I know in life there are highs and lows. Take it in your own hands. Make the choice to get better. I've been numb for long now. I'm longing to jump in ocean water. Take the road that's longer. Try to be a dancer. I'm longing, I'm longing, I'm longing, I'm longing, I'm longing, I'm longing.
What's up, world? In partnership with Impact, taking it global and the Shamandi Foundation, N'we Jinan is proud to present to you the Windcarriers Challenge. This 20-week social media campaign is calling on all Indigenous youth and people in our network to create artwork at home and submit them for a chance to win prizes, including our grand prize, a brand new MacBook Pro. Tune in every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on all our social media platforms for a chance to learn techniques from professional artists every week. We will also be featuring some of our students who will be sharing their skills and talking about their experiences working within our programs. So get your beats ready and get those canvases primed. Make sure your camera's in focus as we move through this difficult time. The Windcarriers Challenge, here to bring you good peace of mind. Yes. Like to welcome everybody to the Windcarriers Challenge Show. My name's David Hodges. Your host is from the Moses Coast to Coast. I don't know. There's some sort of rhyme that goes there, but I just messed it up. I just tried to have a quick cookie here before the show started, and it's disrupted my flow. But I'd like to welcome everybody again to this week's edition of the Windcarriers Show. Super excited to be here. Got people all the way. I just saw someone tuning in from Florence, Italy. What's going on, man? We're like worldwide or something now. That's pretty awesome. Thank you for everyone that's tuning in. Make sure that you let us know where you are tuning in from. We got Shelby Impact in Jojage, Montreal. Shout out to Shelby at Impact. We got Cody Monroe from Bonabonabee Cree Nation. Shout out to our people from Oxford House. We got people from that are tuning in from Winnipeg. We got Thunder Bay in the house too. Shout out to Rain Harper. People tuning in from all over the place. So we're just glad to be able to do this. This is the 17th week that we're doing this. We're almost done, but at the same time, it's been such an incredible journey. Just really excited to be here today. And so like, what is the Windcarriers Challenge? Essentially, we've been doing this for the last 17 weeks, every week going on live. Essentially as our response to COVID, social distancing, and being able to, connect with our networks here in many different ways. But before we get into that, my name is David Hodges. I'm the co-executive director of Impact. My main focus is on outreach and partnerships. I'm just really excited to be here. What is Impact? Some people might be are tuning in from our N'we Jinan outreach platforms on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. But a little bit about Impact. It's a learning organization that develops and supports our N'we Jinan programs. We also train and support our incredible roster of professional artists working within our programs. Our main objective is to weave creative networks of support that disrupts inequitable systems to better serve Indigenous youth. How do we do that? Well, through several different types of programs that we offer as an organization that essentially serves and works within Indigenous communities and schools. And we're just really excited. And one of the programs that we offer is the N'we Jinan Festival and Youth Conference, which is our end of year celebration that brings together all of our incredible youth that work within our programs, our artists, our stakeholders. We all get together for a 1 week massive celebration. And this year, unfortunately, we were not able to do so because of COVID, which is where Windcarriers Challenge was born, where we essentially have been going online every single week. Having conversation with exceptional youth and our incredible artists, and really having some challenging conversations, some fun conversations, and then also doing artistic activities and giving the audience, you at home, a challenge every single week where you can literally create artistic works and submit them for prizes. That's essentially what we've been doing every week. So we want to give a big shout out to everyone that's been submitting every single week. This is the last week that we are going to be doing this in terms of you being able to submit artistic prizes. But before that, I have to give a big shout out to a new program that we have that is being offered right now to emerging artists. It's a new program called Artworks that Impact is offering. I'm going to bring actually the website up real quick right now, because this is a really, really awesome program that is currently available. We are, so if you are, this is actually our website, Impact, right now. We're going to drop the link to this particular program and so essentially the Emerging Artist Program. If you at home are an Indigenous youth between the ages of 18 and 30, you are in your first 5 years, and you are in your first 5 years of your artistic practice, you are welcome to apply. You are eligible for this program. The key component of this program is mentorship. So there's lots of different opportunities. If you are a youth that has been wanting to work with our organization in the capacity as an artist, this is an opportunity for you to gain some mentorship, also to participate in an in-school artistic residency, and you also get paid internship opportunities as well. Online training. It's a 26-week program, I believe. It's brand new. There's about 9 spots that are available. Applications are open until September 18th. Super easy to apply. Literally, you just click this right on the website, brings it to a Google form. You fill it out, and then we will get back to you. And you could also learn more about the opportunity as well through the website. Also watch a video here of Larissa, who's actually our lead program coordinator on the N'we Jinan Artworks program. It's really exciting. If you want to find more information, click on that link. You
have until September 18th. Or, you know, if you are an Indigenous youth, or you might even know someone that might fall into this criteria that might be super interested in working with our organization. So you want to definitely check that out. Shout out to, let me see here. Shout out to everybody that is tuning in on our Facebook or Instagram page. Make sure you check out that hashtag Windcarriers Challenge. That's how you actually submit your artworks. You know what I mean? Holy moly, there's a lot of people sending in comments here right now. I'm gonna actually get into it right now because it's so cool to see where people are watching from here. We got Cody. Actually, my bad. Cody's out in Thompson, in Thompson, Manitoba. We got peeps from Whitsett. I wonder why people from Whitsett are tuning in right now. Yeah, I'm super excited to be bringing on Colorado. We'll get to him soon. We got people from Prince Edward Island tuning in here. Shout out to our people from Barrie, Ontario. We got Sharon in the house. We got people tuning in from the Inuit, the Cree Nation of Northern Quebec, Stalo Nation, BC. We got Amethyst in the house from Chilliwack. Alex is tuning in, Treaty 7, Alberta area. That's super awesome. Rain Harper too. I was supposed to attend for the first time, and that's okay though, Rain. The N'we Jinan Festival and Youth Conferences will be back with a vengeance, hopefully in April. Obviously, COVID pending, but you know things hopefully will be clearing up. We have Erica and Effie from Lillooet, BC. Shout out to Deborah. They're our Windcarriers champions. They've literally submitted artwork every single week, and they've just been incredible. And they were actually, and we'll get into the Windcarriers challenge right now. But before I do, I got to give a shout out to our sponsors because this is the last show, and I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job here at doing all of the housekeeping here. So big shout out to the Shamedy Foundation. They donated a whack of dollars to us to be able to host this in support of Indigenous youth. They do such exceptional work in the line of like within their charity, and they donated some money for us to be able to do this, to do some outreach. So shout out to the Shamedy Foundation. Also, a huge shout out to Taking It Global, Inspire, Inform, Involve. It's an amazing organization with so many cool initiatives, so much micro grant opportunities for youth in communities as well. And we've actually partnered with them officially with a lot of our programming, but they offer a really cool program called Create to Learn. It's an amazing app that you could literally download on your phone here. I'm going to kind of show you a little video, but it's an app that you can get on your iPhone. And it's Create to Learn is essentially Indigenous digital content creators that are sharing their skills and sharing their expertise, breaking down these different workshops. And so get the Create to Learn app. It's super dope. This is one of me checking out the homie Patrick Shannon. He's on it. And there's so many amazing resources through this app. So Create to Learn is an amazing app that is created by powered by Taking It Global, but there's all these amazing Indigenous content creators on that. So make sure you go get it. It's a free app. I got it. I watch it from time. I check it out from time to time for sure. I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of this video. There you go. That's how you do it. And so yeah, and a big shout out to VF who sponsored us with some Vans shoes as well. So I want to give a major shout out to them as well. That's it. So wait, before we get into the challenge winner, who's on today's show? Who is on today's show? I'm really excited to bring these two people on. Really exceptional, gifted people. I'm really excited to have a nice conversation, do some activities with them, and yeah, all that good stuff. So we have Colorado Pete Joseph. Colorado Joseph is based in Whitsett, British Columbia. Goes to the school I Count School. It's actually a school that we've run some programming in with the N'we Jinan Integrative Arts over several years, and that's where we've got to know Colorado and seen him grow over the years, and and then seeing that the connection to Tanya Iyer, who's the artist that we're going to be bringing on the show, seeing how they've connected and created an amazing synergy and ended up doing an amazing project out in Whitsett, BC, a musical project, which we are going to get into. But we're also, the common denominator of this show today is passion for music. So if you are a music lover, we're really going to be having conversation around passion for music. So super excited to be bringing them on momentarily. But we got to get into the challenge winner. So last week that we had Melanie Garcia and Jarrett Wadden come onto the show, we did a little collage activity. That was the challenge of the week. And we had a couple of submissions this week, and we're super excited to, every week we're always giving out some prizes, right, for the submissions. This week we had a bunch of submissions. Could only be one winner though. And this week's winner is Effie from Lillooet, BC. So shout out to Effie. This is her second time winning, but hey, this free prizes, man. All you got to do is make some art and submit it. And Erica and Effie are taking full advantage of that. So shout out to Effie. You've won a $100 gift card to anywhere of your choice. Another N'we Jinan prize. But I mean, how many N'we Jinan t-shirts does Effie have by now? I don't even know. We'll send you a different color this time, Effie, to make sure you get the whole collection. But shout out to everyone else that had submitted. Remember that all of your submissions that you have sent since week 1 count for that ultimate submission, which is for that big prize next week of the MacBook Pro, which we are actually going to draw live on the show. So that's going to be a little different. But say if you have been submitting artwork, submitting every single week, just like Erica and Effie, they have 16, 17 chances of winning that MacBook Pro. But you also we're going to do another artistic challenge on this week's show, but we're going to up the ante a little bit. We're going to get into that later, but we're really excited to be able to do that. So shout out to Effie. We'll get in touch with you soon. Before we bring on our guests, we always do this, the song of the week, to connect us to N'we Jinan programs, our mobile production studio program, the album Windcarriers Volume 8. It's available, on iTunes and all that good stuff everywhere. Make sure you go grab it. And that is essentially what has been platforming this whole campaign as well. And so we have one more song. The album had 17 songs on it, and we're in week 17. So this is the last song that we're gonna be playing from N'we Jinan Windcarriers album. But super excited to be able to do that. Let me just share the screen real quick here. Where are you at, screen? I don't even have it open. I don't even have the thing open yet. I have our home. I'm going to get into that after, actually. Oh, wait, no. Here, you know what? I'm going to do this live right now. I should have done this before. The song is called Stand Strong. Here it is. It's from the youth out in the North Spirit Lake First Nation in Northern Ontario. The song's called Stand Strong. Really excited to be able to play this for you all today. Let me see here. Let me just get rid of this. And so the song Stand Strong, North Spirit Lake First Nation. The message behind this project is to support each other through new and challenging times, an important reminder during these difficult times. Major shout out to the youth on the song: Amber, Ashlyn, Laurencia, Samaya, Alicia, Kingston, Phoenix, Dwayne, Stanley, and Jaden. Big shout out to the mobile production studio team as well. Earthchild, Northwest Kid, Patrick Shannon, and Innovative Films. This song's called Stand Strong. Here we go.
Don't be scared, just stay strong. Overcome the fear that you knew all along. Don't be knocked down.
It's just an illusion.
Don't be knocked down.
There's always a solution. When you look at me, my mouth is always talking away, saying things that people were afraid to say. Make sure you lose yourself in the poem, not your mind. Show them that you find your mind in a light that shines.
I have something on my mind, trapped in a dark shadow. It's like a war inside, and it's an uphill battle. I must stand strong and overcome the fear that I knew all along.
Don't be scared, just stay strong. Overcome the fear that you knew all along. Don't be knocked down.
Just an illusion.
Don't be knocked down.
There's always a solution. Now here's the solution.
Started at 7 catching fish and hunting moose. Feeling the fam's stomach is what I do. I learned from my dad and that's what I continue to prove. Living a traditional life is what I choose. I live around the mighty lakes where life is great. In summer I'm swimming when I wake until it's late. I'm with my friends splashing around in the waves. I'm from North Spirit, that's how I spend my days.
Don't be scared, Just stay strong, overcome the fear that you need all along. Don't be knocked down.
Just an illusion.
Don't be knocked down.
There's always a solution.
The lake is frozen and covered in snow. That's where I go with my shoe, walking on the winter road. That's where I feel at home. That's where I feel connected. That's where my people roam. That's where I feel protected.
There's always a solution.
There you go. There's always a solution. Nice little track over there by the strong youth, the North Spirit Lake First Nation. It was always a pleasure to play a little N'we Jinan song. If you like what you heard, you could definitely go check it out on the YouTube page and all the digital platforms and all that good stuff. Go drop them a comment. You know, the kids always are checking out the comments to see how they're creating that effect, you know, on people. So definitely check that one out. Yeah, so let's get into this. I'm really excited to be bringing on our guest today. We decided to bring him on at the very same time, which is something that we've never done, but hey, we're just keeping it moving. Yes, let me bring them both on. But you know what? I'm gonna give a little solo here first and introduce both of them separately. So Colorado Pete Joseph is a musician, songwriter, and woodmaker from Whitsett, British Columbia. He's I'm not sure if he's a graduate of iCount, but he's currently enrolled at iCount, an independent school branch of the BC Ministry of Education. They do exceptional stuff over there, and we're really excited to be able to bring Colorado, who's representing iCount. He's extremely passionate about guitars, and with much on the horizon, we're excited to sit down with the young man to discuss future plans and just have good conversation around music. And really excited to be able to bring Colorado on. And then we also have Tanya Iyer, really excited to bring her on as well. She's a singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist from Montreal, Quebec. She is both a person and a band with an array of musical releases under her belt and a lot of time spent on the road touring festivals. She's on a never-ending quest to bring happiness through music, conversation, green tea, and connection. I brought my green tea. I'm not sure she brought her green tea, but we'll see. And then she's been working with our organization for the past year, and we're going to have a nice conversation around an amazing project that went down this year in the Whitsett at iCount, and which brought Colorado and Tanya to work together with all of this incredible group of youth and staff over in Whitsett, BC. So without further ado, everyone give it up for Tanya in Colorado.
Yay!
Hello.
Colorado.
How's it going?
Dang. It's nice to see both of you guys. I've never brought two people on at the same time for the show, and super excited. I'm like, I was saying before though, but I'm just low key jealous of Colorado, like just chilling outside. I hear some kids playing out there. It's like looks sunny. What degree is it right now outside there, Colorado?
It's pretty hot out right now, but it's pretty nice. Yeah.
So jealous. You know, me and Tanya, we're just stuck in the dungeons right now. I mean, my dungeon's air conditioning though. Tanya, you got air conditioning in your place? So it's not so bad, but I would rather be outside getting that fresh sun and like chilling in the trees out there. But anyway, so thank you both for joining me today. I'm super excited to have you both come onto the show. And you know, just for our audience out there, we are gonna be opening it up to some questions from the audience. So if you have some questions as you hear the conversation go, I will take in some questions from the audience as well too. But before we even get started, let's do a little roundabout here of introductions. So you know, we'll start with you, Colorado. Just, you know, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about where are you from, and what are some of your interests?
Okay. I'm from Morristown, BC, or Whitsett, BC, and I go to iCount High School. I started playing guitar about 4 years ago now, 5 years, and I made a Les Paul guitar that I've been making for like 2 years now. I finished it back in mid-June, and yeah, not really much I can think about right now.
That's pretty cool. You've been building a Les Paul guitar over the last 2 years, and you finished it in June, and you don't have it with you, bro. Like, you didn't want to bring it on the show to show us, or what, man?
I went out of town for piano lessons, so I'm just waiting out here for it right now. But
oh, that's super
I would
awesome.
show it, but it's like 30 minutes away from where I am right now. So.
Oh, we got time, man. You know what I mean? Take us with you, bro, on that 30-minute journey. No, I'm just kidding. But thank you for sharing that, though. Definitely appreciate it. We're going to get more into that conversation around the guitar. But Tanya, maybe introduce yourself a little bit to the audience. Tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Also, the guitar is in that group picture. And maybe in the video.
Oh, wait. This group picture?
Yeah, look at that. There it is.
He made that guitar?
Colorado made that guitar.
Wait a sec. Is it that one right there?
That guitar.
Yeah.
Holy
so
moly,
good.
Man. Wait a sec, bro. Wait a second, man. Okay, we're gonna talk about this, man. We're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, I'm Tanya. I'm from Chachage, Montreal. Grew up here in a South Indian family. There's a lot of music in the house. My dad used to sing a lot, and learned piano and violin. Just even got into like doing musicals in high school. I was lucky to discover lots of instruments through there. And yeah, what else do I say?
Whatever you want to say. But that's great. That's a nice little quick introduction as to who you are.
Quick.
Yeah, so definitely appreciate that. But yeah, so like I know that we all have this like, passion for music, and that's kind of like what's our common denominator here is as S3 is really just like loving music, you know what I mean? I don't have any abilities though in building physically anything, you know what I mean? That's like a whole other thing. I love building creatively, but building like a guitar is a whole other set. So Colorado, like, tell us a little bit about like how you got into guitar. Like before we even getting into the building factor, I think that's like a family thing too. Like you guys come from a family of like, I think woodworkers, right? Like you guys like are carpenters or something like that. But where does all this passion for like, when was the first time you were introduced to guitar and then set you on this journey?
When I first started getting into guitar is actually when I first started going to iCount back in 2014. Is when there's a couple students there that were older than me, and there's probably 2 or 3 of them that play guitar and seemed pretty interesting. And the summer before that, I went to a family reunion where there's a camp out and there's lots of people playing guitar and campfires and stuff like that made me interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Plus I listened to like lots of Johnny Cash before that, so that kind of made me want to play guitar, and Eddie Van Halen and all those guitars.
That's it. Was it like, there's one thing in like kind of like being fascinated by it, but like when you first picked up a guitar, was it like, was it harder than you thought it would be to just start like playing? And like if it was hard, like how did you overcome that barrier? You know what I mean? How did you learn to play?
My first 2 years I just started playing guitar, just like little simple songs like Sub Nation Army and Sweet Dreams by Marilyn Manson and all that stuff for like about 2 years, and some other little simple songs until iCount got they got a guitar teacher that helped me a lot, like processing through different kind of parts of like scales and chords and everything, which kind of like upped my skills on guitar, to which I kind of almost play guitar almost every single day during like lunchtime and breaks and stuff like that. Just pretty fun. Yeah.
That's it, man. Like I feel like the guitar, it's like once you get introduced to the basics, then it's really about the player. It's about your investment in the craft, and the instrument, and like playing. Like even me, I'm not like technically a guitar player, and like since COVID, I was like, you know what? I have baby. I I have a baby as well, and I want to like, you know, I'm like into music, so I wanted to play guitar for her. But I was like, crap, man, like I can't play guitar, you know, I'm not that good. And then as soon as I started touching the strings, it was like my fingers are like blisters. They were blistering so easily.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but I kept up with it, man. I kept playing and playing and playing. And then I think now when I actually play, like my fingers don't hurt anymore. And I'm kind of like getting a little bit better. It's just, it's the commitment, you know? But I'm not excelling because no one taught me how to really play. You know what I mean? So do you feel like being taught those chords, it's like chord progressions and scales, has that really opened up things for you? Like as far like technically speaking?
Yep. Sometimes when I'm like playing certain chords, when I like make certain guitar riffs and stuff like that, like if I'm like doing just like a cover song or making stuff up, if I play something accidentally and then it turns into like a song that I like playing, and
yeah, for sure. And we'll get a little bit into that, but like Tanya too, you said you're a musician, you're a multi-instrumentalist, right? Like, are you self-taught, like as like a violinist, a keyboard player, like all the different instruments that you play? Were you kind of like coming from the same perspective as like Colorado? Is that how it started for you?
I actually started taking piano lessons, and kind of grew up more in the classical world, but just kept getting drawn into like improvisation and songwriting and moving very far away from that world, and just all these other styles of music. But yeah, what Colorado said about just like noodling around and then just finding something that you love, that's just what I love to do all the time, and how I write songs, and what I do more of now. Yeah.
That's it. You noodle around and then all of a sudden you're singing a melody.
Exactly. Exactly.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get into this activity with you, Tanya, because it's gonna be fun. But yeah, before we get into all that good stuff, like, you know, you were talking a little bit about like your songwriting process, Tanya, like how it just like, you know, it's just part of the creative process of like, you know, playing some music, then all of a sudden things just start coming to you. Colorado, for yourself too, like you mentioned that like you'll play like, you know, you'll be noodling on the guitar. It sounds like a song, you know, and you'll start playing it and figuring it out. But has like playing the guitar like led you to songwriting? I kind of coined you as a songwriter in my intro, but it's because I like, heard some of the songs that you did. So I'm assuming that you've done some songwriting on your own. So where did that start, like songwriting for you?
I've been wanting to like do some songwriting for like quite a while, for like past years. I just didn't really have like much time for it like because of like school work and like having to work and everything. I just like focusing on like just like playing guitar and like making different songs. But doing the residency with Tanya really helped me get in like the easier way of like getting to songwriting, because for me it was pretty hard to try to make like a song with like lyrics and stuff like that. So it helped lots when Tanya did the residency thing, the N'we Jinan thing at ICANN.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Maybe Tanya, like explain like going into that residency. Let's just get into it. That was a great segue. So let's get into this right now. Into this residency here. You know, I'm gonna open up like a photo album shortly. But I know that Tanya, like, I don't know what, well, actually, I have no idea what your approach is, right, to music. And like through this residency, I've been able to learn a little bit about it. But take us into like, you know, the process of, you know, like, you know, coming into like being invited and working at iCount, and like how that like, and then bring it into like your connection to Colorado, and then break down some of that process if you can.
Yeah. I think when I went to iCount, I didn't have a lot of experience like working with a group, and it was really just one-on-one, like teaching lessons is mostly my experience. So it was so great to go to a place like iCount, because it's just like a family, and people are so kind and so friendly. And Brendan, welcome you into the family. And Colorado was awesome, and just like rallied everyone together and like helped organize so much stuff for the whole project. But we would just kind of, how do we start out? We would do like sessions of just like everyone would like say their feelings time at the beginning of the class, and like maybe play or try and improvise something. if they felt like it. And that kind of is how I love to play music too, like really free, going into it with improvisation, and it doesn't have to be like anything specific, just sounds. And I'm not really like a jazz, I would say, improviser, but more of just like, yeah, free and textures. And look at all these
Yeah.
great people.
Yeah, these are good pictures. I actually want to show something because it's a bit of a starting point, because at InPath, one of our things when we talk about is like a guiding question to kind of like help the process start. Because a lot of like, youth, they might like, even Colorado is talking about like he doesn't know where to start when it came to songwriting. He had all these thoughts and ideas, didn't maybe have the time, but also it's like about like, creating some structure around a skill set and not knowing how to like start. And so like one thing that we do at InPath is we do a guiding question, right? And then kind of break down the project. And so I think this is the guiding I believe this is the guiding question, is what is your or my path, right?
Mm-hmm. What's your path?
And so like how did that come about? How did that like help guide the residency conceptually?
It kind of came about like through like having one-on-one songwriting sessions with all the students. Like Colorado, I think you wrote a song on like the first day and it was just about like your future and like being unsure and what is the path, and then I think Jenna wrote another song about like feeling secure and feeling so held and strong within the community and kind of like knowing where she belongs. And it kind of, it was this beautiful like cap the stories just formed through everyone just had something in that journey of a journey. Yeah. And kind of, yeah, a path. What is my path? And it was great that Katie Green showed up and helped a lot with just conceptualizing and brainstorming. And Brianna, so great every week.
Yeah, and Brianna is watching right now, actually. Shout out to Brianna. These pics are going to make me emotional, she says. And yeah, and there's actually we're gonna show there's we're gonna get more into the visual album component and then show some of the work that was done. But Colorado, like showing this little picture right here, it's a student album, and there's such like a breakdown and kind of like a lot of organizing when it comes to facilitating like creating an album. How was that process for you? Because Colorado, I believe you were the youth artist assistant as well, right?
Yeah, I was.
So for the people at the audience at home that are watching, the youth artist assistants, it's an embedded part of our program where a youth will actually be hired within during the residency to work alongside the artist. And so in this case, Colorado was the youth artist assistant. So you were actively supporting Tanya. So maybe talk to us a little bit about like what that relationship looked like for you. What kind of things were you doing, and what kind of things did you feel like you were learning throughout the process?
When I was the YAA assistant for Tanya, I did she taught me some of the recording, how to like record songs and like audio and instruments like that, just for like any students at the school wanted to make some songs or so. And we did just to help her gather up all the students when we went to go have sessions, wrapping up classes when there's like time to like clean up stuff, like setting up like guitar amps or cables or so. It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun learning how to record and everything, and going through the process of making a song, helping people make the songs, and doing the visual album too as well. Yeah,
so visual album, I know that was like for me that was actually a new term, and I think since I met you, Tanya, like that's something that you do in your regular artist practice as well. And so you brought this into the residency at Whitsett. So tell us a little bit about what is a visual album, and why did you just think that this would fit this particular project at iCount?
Yeah, well, I learned about visual albums from Beyonce. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, I think I know who that is.
Yeah, Beyonce, Lemonade. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but it's it's just like I thought it was so powerful, just like music and visuals together, and then it's just like a story. You create the story, and so I was inspired to create my own visual album this past year, and got to work with just amazing like filmographers and yeah, directors,
That's what they call
animators, and we just created this story, and we had recorded an album and then pulled a bunch of little excerpts from all the songs and kind of made this um, collage soundtrack. And then when kind of we started going to iCount, when I went to iCount, I was like, oh, like we should do a visual album too. And it would be great if all the students just like filmed, wrote their songs, and then we can kind of do a similar thing, like collage things and like make a story. So we would have these sessions where we would talk about like what scenes does this song need, or and then in the end we would just kind of things would just come together with all the footage that we got. But yeah, visual album.
That's it. And so this is like Our Way Home. Is that the name of the visual album itself?
Yeah.
Okay, so this
Colorado's music video.
Not sure, not sure, not sure of my future. Not sure, not sure, not sure about my future.
This is that first song that you were talking about too, right? The My Future song?
Yeah.
That's it. That's the times that are changing.
Ooh, cracker. Hey.
Love that slow-mo cracker.
Makes me want to finish my cookie.
Learn to let go the people who were here.
Oof.
Learn to take it slow so I can see clear. Learn to let go of the people who were here. Learn to take it slow so I
Movie magic, eh?
Yeah, all the students shot all of these clips. Remember that fun after-school editing session?
Learn to take it slow so I can see clear.
That sounds good, but it's too much memory of my family that I lost, and we didn't get no grieving for our loved ones.
Ooh, those words too. Is that
This constant feeling of numbness. Where can
I'm just gonna stop right there for a sec. Yeah, just because I have some questions there.
Betty.
And that's Betty, right? Is she's the elder of the community or the school?
Mm-hmm.
And she shared those words there too. So that was pretty heavy too. Those words that came in. I think that was like a little ceremony that you guys were doing there too, eh?
Yeah, Colorado, you want to talk about that? We did like a fire. Everyone wrote like things they wanted to let go of.
I think that's what it was. Trying to remember.
Yeah, and then we let go of it. We put it in the fire. And we had Betty. Betty was great. Betty came to so many after school sessions, and just we got to hear Betty's stories, and we recorded some of it, and it was so nice to have her there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta call her. Gotta call Betty.
Yeah, definitely. Also for the audience, if you have any questions for Colorado or Tanya, if you can definitely drop some, and I'll definitely make sure that we ask them that. I have a question too. Like when everything was happening with the because Whitsett is also on Wet'suwet'en territory, right? It's part of like the Wet'suwet'en territory. Like when you were there in residency, Tanya, wasn't everything happening with the pipe? Like, you know, that was at like really at the height of when it was really prevalent, I think, in the media as well, right? Like I think that was all happening at the same time. So like what were the sentiments like within community like at that time, like, you know, with everything that was happening? It's kind of a heavy question, but it just dawned upon me that I think the timing was there with this, and seeing like this project come to fruition or at the same time. I don't know, like what was the sentiments like on Reserve at that time?
Colorado, you wanna feel like sharing about that? It was heavy. It was yeah. It was, I don't know, at least I was staying at Angie and Adam's house, and there were so many people on the first line staying over and coming through, and it was like, yeah, it was tough. It was tough to you can feel it in the air, just like the heaviness. But we kind of came together one class and we watched Invasion, which is a documentary about everything that has been going on, and then we were able to do a little free write session, and we wrote a song all together about what's going on, and it is, I think this is it. This is the song.
This is the song
that we wrote, kind of the students wrote in response to everything that was going on.
What's the song called? Do you remember? Oh wait, it's the theme song here. Wait, the main song. It's Our Land. Jeez!
Our love to our sisters and spirits. No red caps on our Utah. It's not okay to force your way into our homes. You can't sway us with your petty little funds. It's not right to intimidate with guns. You eat your cake, have us fighting over crumbs. Love will bring us together, and we'll show you how it's done. It's our land. It's our land. It's our land.
Wow. Even Colorado, and like listening to this, we have a question from the audience. You can feel free if you feel like you're prepared to answer this question. But how did creating art in response to the pipeline and political climate of the time feel?
I don't think I was much into the. I don't think I did much of the lyrics and stuff for the song, as I think I helped most of the time for that song. There's a lot of students that wanted to do that, chime in that song. I think I just helped with the filming, but it was pretty nice how they filmed everything though. But it was a lot of the students that wanted to do it. I think I was still working on my own, but
yeah, I think you had like piano class that day or something like that. But it was just like I think like a small group who wrote the words, and then the next day we did the recording. In Colorado, you did those guitar lines and you sang along. Yeah, and then we got to film this video.
That's it. It's like it's the collective voice, right? You know what I mean? It's like it comes from everyone, but everyone's chipping in and sharing their energy, creative energy to make the project what it is. You know what I mean? So I could definitely understand that too. We have a few people also just
Mm-hmm.
Blanche, Israel, Tanya Iyer. So good to see how it turned out. I hear your sound, and
Yeah.
there's in this song you co-wrote. It's amazing. You can tell that it's got the Tanya Iyer like spice. And Colorado,
Yeah,
bro. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
it was such a good vibe. I don't know if you felt
I think Tanya's having some technical difficulties.
together in the studio.
Come again. Say that one more time.
Are we back?
Yeah, you're back.
Me?
Yeah, go. Say that again.
Oh, great.
You cut out.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just like the days that we were writing that music. It really felt we kind of got into this groove, and felt so good to come together and just like respond to this thing that was going on and put our feelings all on the page and just create something beautiful from it all together. And then I remember that morning, just people were just hanging out doing overdubs, like put Colorado's guitar, like some piano, like everyone sang, everyone, and it felt so good to be together, just hang out in the studio.
Yeah, I really feel like this visual album thing is just like it's such a brilliant idea, honestly, Tanya. And I feel like just watching, like I've taken the time to watch the whole thing, and I really felt like all of the emotions, like right up to the end, and that last song hits so like hard. I find like it just hits like right in all the feels. What's the name of that song? It's with the girl. This girl right here. This one.
Jenna.
Such a beautiful song.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Colorado playing the piano, or was that you, Tanya, playing on that one?
That was me playing that one. But Colorado has some piano tracks on the album.
That's it. That's it. It's definitely a beautiful project, guys. And so we're gonna share this. Like, I know the audience is out there. They're kind of everyone's like watching along as we have a conversation. But we are sharing the link here. So if people want to take the time to check out like the full visual album, we're gonna drop that link. It's actually on our N'we Jinan Integrative Arts YouTube page. But we also want to. Oh wait, hold on. We have another question here. I want to get one more question before we get into the activity. Did the visual aspect of the album help students who were maybe more shy about exploring music making? Really love how it feels like everyone played a huge role in the making of this album. So do you feel like the visual aspect of the album also brought out a lot more of the shyer ones, shyer kids?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Colorado, you were more in the music side, but you also filmed, and Jenna was able to draw, and other students loved just like taking pictures and the camera. It felt like there was something for everyone that they could dive into more. But everyone did write a song. I think everyone at the school wrote one song, which was so cool.
Yeah, I believe so. There's 23 songs on the album, so I feel like everyone got a shot at doing something, right?
Yeah.
This is actually the official I Count Breakthrough. Hey, this is a page that Colorado coined the term. He's like, let's do it. Let's create a Bandcamp page. Hey, Colorado. And so, what's the, why'd you call it Breakthrough, bud? Where's that come from?
I just thought of it as just sounded pretty cool. Just breakthrough, like coming out with something that.
We did it.
That's it.
Yeah.
We did it. The album is titled Our
it.
Way Home, but like, yeah, Breakthrough is definitely like a really powerful sentiment. Also, there was some art that was created here. Who created that? That was like something, someone painted that, eh?
Yeah, Jenna painted that.
Oh, Jenna. Okay, so what do you?
Colorado said that, oh, Jenna is good at painting like Bob Ross, right?
Yeah.
What is this though? What are these mountains? Are these like mountains like significant or anything, or they're just a couple of mountains here? This Jenna,
we
am I
just
I'm
asking
not
said,
the wrong
sure.
people?
Jenna, you know the songs. Paint whatever you feel, and that's what came out.
Yeah,
You,
well,
like,
it's a
played the
beautiful piece
music.
here. Beautiful piece. And so for the people at home that really are curious about the actual album, we are going to drop this link here to the Bandcamp so that you can download it. I believe there's a name your price. It's Bandcamp, right? I think that the proceeds go back to iCount School, if I'm not mistaken. I think that you guys created that at the school. So the proceeds of this will go back to the album. So if you send them $1,000, then hey man, they're gonna get $1,000 of the school. They'll probably reinvest that into like more gear for the studio or something, materials for the programs that are happening over at iCount. So definitely check out the album though if you want, like, if you like the kind of you have more context to the background of how this album came to fruition. And so when you're listening to the songs, you'll kind of get more of a sense and more of an idea. But then you could also check out the visual album on the YouTube page as well. And I feel like it hits too differently. But we definitely appreciate both of you for kind of walking us through a little bit about this project. And we wanted to give it some light because we, with that, the N'we Jinan at the In-Path, we have so much art that comes out. And it's so crazy. So much is happening. But at the end of the day, it's really about the community impact, right? Having something to show for the time. And I feel like what you guys did in that 6 week, or I think it was a 6 week residency, was super special. And you can get that sense. So congratulations on such a beautiful project. Both of you.
Yeah, shout out to all the other students and Brendan, who was the teacher who was there all the time helping out, and Natu and Dale.
Yeah,
took all those great
shout out to
videos and photos.
Shout out to Brendan and Dale. They're both in this picture. Is this the full group here?
We're missing a couple, but it's almost everyone.
Okay, I see Betty and Linda in there. Well, obviously Colorado. And so like Colorado, like throughout that process too, you were building your guitar. Like
I wasn't building it at the time, but it was it was almost done, like prepped and everything. Then afterwards, because we were pretty busy making the songs and everything, like I didn't mind just like holding off on my guitar because I held it off for a while, for a couple months during the 2 years. So I just took my time with it, so I wouldn't have any like mess ups or anything.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like a beautiful guitar, man. Like from what I see from these pictures, like it looks like you did a great job. And like, how does it sound when you plug that into an amp? Like, have you've given it the test run or what?
Not yet. It still needs some tweaks to it because the strings on the guitar neck is pretty high right now.
Okay.
But I did my research for guitar pickups, and they're P90 humbucker pickups, which are similar to the ones like musicians like Slash or so, or some of those guitars, the pickups that they use and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. Nice. That's so cool, man. That's so cool. Like, I don't even know what it would take, but I mean, like, yeah, like I just find it, I don't even know. I'm not a builder. I don't understand these things. You know what I mean? So I don't even know how you were able to because it's woodworking. It's some obviously working with wood, but then also working with, I guess they're called transistors. What are they called? Geez. I don't even know. They're called something, right? Like, what is it? Transistors and I don't even know the terminology, bro. But like all that stuff that captures the vibration and electrifies it through wiring. Anyways. That's so cool, man. But yo, Colorado, I'm pretty sure the people at home would love to see a video of you plugging it in for the first time and testing it out. Post that up to the YouTube page, bro. My first test.
Oh, sorry. I think you're cutting out.
Well, yeah, you're walking around, man. So the looks like you might go in and out. Are you heading back into the school right now, bro? There he goes. Oh, there he is again. Where are you heading right now, Colorado?
Sorry, just a second.
Okay, that's cool. While Colorado does his little walk and whatnot, maybe we could break into the activity, Tanya.
Yeah. The
I mean,
activity.
that was a great conversation, guys. Just to let you know, I really enjoyed that. That was
A
beautiful.
bus.
Amethyst chimes in here from Salo Nation. Chilliwack home is such a universal feeling. It's interesting to see the title, especially with the project she did. She also participated in N'we Jinan a couple of years back. The song was called Our Journey Home. It was based in Chilliwack, Salo Nation. And so that the idea of home, I believe resonates with Amethyst. It resonates with the youth, right? Like a lot of the times, I mean, with anyone in general. So some people chiming in on that. But yeah, so we're like currently, I mean, Colorado is on the bus. Like, I don't know where he's going. Are you just chilling on the bus, bro? Or you're going to be good for a bit?
I'm heading back to Whitset right now from Smithers. Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
My ride just got here. Yeah.
You can sing the melody, the wheels on the bus go round and round if you want and change it up. But we'll see. We'll get into it. So every week we essentially do like a quick 15-minute 20-minute activity that's introduced by the artist. And so Tanya, like, it's on you today. For anybody that's at home that's going to be spending the next 15-20 minutes with us that want to participate, I would suggest grabbing like maybe a book that's around you, a magazine, a book, maybe some writing that you've done in the past, whatever it is. Because we're going to use that to create melodies. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing today. It's really talking about like how to create a melody. So for the songwriters that are out there or just anyone in general that just like singing, you sing while you do the dishes or you sing while you walk your dog or whatever. Right. But we're going to give tips and tricks on how to create a melody with the devices that you also may have. So me right now, I have got like a MIDI keyboard. It's a small keyboard that has like maybe like 100,000 different types of sounds or whatever. So it's a small keyboard, but don't underestimate my little keyboard. So that's what I got. Tanya, what do you got? What are you working with?
I also have a small little keyboard. Colorado knows it. You played it, right?
That's a famous keyboard. That's in a YouTube video I just seen, man.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I just saw that in a video. Visual album called Our Way Home. Have you ever heard of it?
Oh yeah. So good.
Colorado, what are you working with, man?
I'm just on a bus ride. Don't really have.
You got your voice, bro.
Hey, is Elgin driving the bus?
Yeah.
Maybe he could honk the horn a bit.
Yeah. Maybe not yet, but we'll get into it. All right, Colorado.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. But also yeah, go ahead.
I'm on my data right now. On the ride to Morristown, I may cut out.
Okay.
Yeah. On the way to Whitset, because reception kind of goes down around there.
Okay, man.
Yeah.
Well, Colorado. So for the onset of Colorado has his voice more or less, and is around him. But you could also just use the voice too. So for the listeners at home, the viewers at home that are just, I'm gonna mute you, Colorado, right now. Just so for the audience at home, you could use your voice, right, Tanya?
You can use your voice. It's the thing that we have. Yeah, I think it was like creating melodies that we were talking about in the tutorial video. Basically just like speaking. We all have such a unique way of speaking, of saying words, of saying sentences, and there's like melody in there. When you talk, you can create a melody out of anything. And so I think it was just like grab a book or a magazine or a newspaper and just like, pull it out and then just read in this 5th edition of her best I don't know. And if you have an instrument and you want to like add some notes to it, you can. In this 5th edition, whatever. And yeah, is that what we're talking about right now?
Yeah, well, you're talking about it, so I think that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, just start talking about it. But yeah, do you have a book around you?
Yeah, no, I have a book here. It's called it's a book that I was actually raised on. It's called The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein.
Mm,
It's a pretty chill book. I don't think it was ever like interpolated into a song or something. So that maybe I'll be the first person to do it. So if you're at home right now or on your cell phone, just record this real quick. Screen record it. This might go viral, man. Who knows? But I mean, that's what creating a melody, like, you know, a lot of people in songwriting, like, it's like either that's the biggest barrier. It's either the songwriting part or it's the melody part. You know what I mean? It's like either one. And it's hard to like find to marriage those two things. So I find it like this, Tanya, like maybe if you can break down that process a little bit more for us about like how to do it, to show how easy it is. You know what I mean? I don't know can you screen share and maybe show us like some sentences and you can kind of just like break
Yeah.
down?
Sure.
Because you can essentially sing anything.
You can sing anything. I think like it's just like all of our voices, we're all speaking at a different note. Like, nah, like that's maybe the note I'm speaking at. And that's a melody in itself. You can say something with one note and you can slowly add to that. What if you go a step up? You can say something with, you know, and it just, you start small and you just improvise. It's just like improvising and trying to be free with whatever happens, and even the word itself that you're saying. So if, I don't know, I have this boring textbook with me called Helping Skills. Helping skills. I don't know. You can kind of just like choose a small amount of pitches, da da da, and then kind of move around with it, da 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 da, da, you know, and then it's like that's a melody. That's what you can create through getting through the words, through starting small. Colorado, you see any words around you? On the bus, on the window?
Another thing is Colorado trying to find something. I don't even know, but another thing though, Tanya, because
somewhere.
Collie.
I guess the words service door emergency release.
Classic
I
bus
guess.
words.
Give it a shot, Colorado.
Sorry. No, not really. My mom was crying a lot.
Just use your low voice. I'm not service emergency release.
That's kind of the pitch that your voice is at. Service door emergency.
Service door.
Yes.
I don't know.
You did it.
And I was just about to say, it's a bit of vulnerability too. Like you can't be afraid, like to just test it out. It's more like creating melodies is also an extremely experimental process. It's not like you're just gonna start singing words from a book and it's gonna sound nice. It's really about testing it out, right, Tanya?
Yeah, play around. Nothing ever needs to stay the same. You can change things all the time.
Until you find something though, right? That sticks for you. Like, you know, Colorado was mentioning how he's playing the guitar and then all of a sudden it sounds like something and it's like, oh yeah, I could go with this, I can go with this, and then blah, 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 and then all of a sudden you start like creating a melody. Melodies are not just with your voice, they're also with instruments, right? So it's like he was saying Seven Nation Army, the melody is like dun 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 dun, right? It's so like iconic, everyone knows that, but that's like the melody that everyone like, as soon as you hear that, the melody resonates, you know? So it's like, but to get to that point, I'm pretty sure White Stripes had to like, there was some vulnerability around it to find it like that, you know, they were probably noodling around on their guitar and then all of a sudden it's just like, holy geez, this is it, man. This is the hit. This is the melody. You know what I mean? So it takes experimenting and vulnerability, I would say, as well, right?
And just practice, like you're saying. Just keep keeps singing things and trying things out.
Mm-hmm. So for me, there once was a tree, and she loved a little boy. Wait, and he would gather her leaves. What the heck? That's like a Christmas song, no? Whoops. Oh no, wait. Yeah. Oh, Christmas tree. Whoopsies. And make them into crowns and play king of the forest. He would climb her trunk. That's all I got. I mean, this is a good book, but I mean, so you could start with melodies like a cappella, but then there's also, like you said, like if you have music as well. And so how would you create like a melody, Tanya, like with like music?
Well, kind of like Colorado just said, noodling around and just seeing what sticks. I think like choosing like a small amount of notes, like if you play the piano or if you play the guitar, just choose like giving yourself some constraints so it doesn't seem like the world is your oyster, because sometimes that can be tough. But if you just choose, like, let's say I just choose like like one, you can just kind of like create something with different combinations around those notes. And you can set that to, like, Amethyst wrote some lyrics in the comment. Home is such a universal feeling. That's like beautiful, and then you just choose random notes and then bam.
Hey,
Glitter.
you're reading whatever I see and making melodies. It's actually pretty fun.
Literally sitting here reading whatever I see, making melodies.
This
Yeah.
one's good though. Home is such a universal feeling. That's like, that could be like a tagline for a chorus. You know what I mean?
It's so good.
I love it. Here, let me
Love
try
it.
something. I got like, I'm using like this keyboard here. Oh wait. Oh, did I close my program? Hold on, I'm gonna reopen it real quick. I'm gonna use it's like a sampler called Arcade. It's made by Output. People won't be able to see it though, because it's like it's a VST plugin that is not, you can't see on the screen. But can you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna actually slow down here. It's pretty epic, eh? That
Mm-hmm.
all I'm pressing is 2 buttons. I can take the bass out though with my finger.
Whoa.
Home is such a universal feeling. It's interesting to see, especially with the project we did, because home is such a universal feeling. It's interesting to see.
Perfect.
You can even rap if you want. You know what I mean? It's not even like just melodies, because you can
Mm-hmm.
rap things too. It's like speaking like rhythmically and whatnot. So I'm looking at all of these different comments here. So using that same thing, singing about a matchbox over here, waterproof and windproof. Singing about a matchbox over here, the music is waterproof and windproof. Ashley Gagne, me and my siblings are writing a song about allergies, literally singing in here, reading whatever I see and making melodies. It's actually pretty fun. Yeah, so you could literally do anything, right?
What the heck? Home is such a universal feeling.
I know. There's that. I think that's Amethyst. We might have to borrow that from you. No, but it is actually kind of the common theme of this conversation. So it's so cool. But people are actually, I think people are actually doing this at home. So maybe I think people are learning something right now. Tanya, did you actually teach people something?
I don't know. You never know. But I love seeing all these comments. They're so fun.
Yeah, no, definitely. if you're at home right now and you want us to you want Tanya to create like a melody with your words. Actually, no. Let's get Colorado to do it.
Let's get Colorado to do it.
Colorado, you got nothing to lose, bro. You've already been on the show for an hour and 15 minutes, man. So if anybody at home would like Colorado to sing something, just drop it in here. And we'll get Colorado to do it, all right? So I'll leave you guys to that. Any other tips, Tanya, that you want to share about creating melodies?
Creating melodies. The voice is just like a really vulnerable instrument, and it's not always easy to hear yourself. But I would just say, like, be kind to yourself and just like have fun with it, because it's only fun, and just keep trying. I feel like that's been my experience. Just like I didn't always really have a good voice, but I just loved to sing, and I just sang. Like, probably had a really bad voice for a long time, and then it's a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. So use it, and do it.
Definitely. I think that's the key, is to not give up on your voice and constantly like practice using it. I think another important thing, Tanya, too, it's something that I've identified with myself too in my voice, is like if I would sing in a certain key, like say if I sing a little too high on a note, my voice starts to go nasally, or I would like become a little not pitchy, but like it wouldn't sound as good, my voice. And so it's like to the listener at home too, it's like when you sing, you want to feel comfortable within your own voice. You don't want to feel like you're pushing too hard. And if you're pushing too hard, that probably means that you're singing outside of the range of where your voice sits comfortably. And there's training. You can get exercises to push the boundaries of your voice. But you're technically born, I guess, with a certain range. It's called range, essentially, right? Vocal range.
Yeah, and I think even just starting out, it's easier to start out in a lower range. People feel more comfortable in that range, and then you can you might not realize it, but you actually have a really high voice or anything. Like Colorado, you have this like beautiful low singing voice, and it's awesome. But I remember you were like unsure sometimes, right?
Yeah, I wasn't really sure about if I wanted to sing at all during the whole album, but I just kind of got more comfortable just singing the lyrics and everything. Yeah, I'm still trying to get comfortable wanting to sing songs.
Yeah, and Colorado is just like an amazing writer, like has such beautiful lyrical ideas. So I felt like, oh, you gotta sing it, because it's like you who wrote it, and it was awesome.
That's it. And it's not like having the most beautiful voice. It's about the authenticity of the voice to support the lyrics. And like a great example of that is Leonard Cohen, Hallelujah, like one of the most epic songs of all time, arguably. But I mean, if you listen to Leonard Cohen's voice, it's not like the greatest voice, you know what I mean? But it's about like the connection between his spirit and his voice and the lyrics. And that's what counts. And like hearing Colorado is like the first song of My Future, like it resonates because you hear the genuineness, but then you really get into it. Because you also, Tanya, you produced it really well. I think, like you produced it in an honest way that like allowed the voice to just sit there. And so you could absorb the lyrics. And so that was one thing I really appreciated about like your approach to even working with Colorado, is like you made it about like the voice and the lyrics, but it's not about being fancy. It's really about what he's saying. And then it just hits like real hard, because you created those those violin beds like underneath, you hear some like epic violins to like back it to make it sound more epic. And it's just like crazy, that track, crazy.
Yeah. Colorado recorded like 5 guitars on that track and just created these like amazing soundscapes.
Oh, really? Oh, so a lot of that background noise, the background sounds and stuff, textures is Colorado playing?
There's Colorado's like many guitars. I have those violins. Yeah. It's really fun.
We have Amethyst Lewis here, who's a soprano. So can you explain, Tanya, what that means? Like when people say I'm a soprano, oh, there goes Colorado. Bye, Colorado.
No. Hopefully he'll come back.
I don't know if he's going to, man. I think he's just like he's good. He's good.
He's on
Who
the
knows?
bus.
Maybe he will. Maybe he'll come back. But if he doesn't, Colorado, I just want to thank you so much for coming on to the show. We really appreciate you, buddy. He'll probably watch this afterwards, you know. So keep up the great work, and we hope to see your guitar, man. Like your you know that Les Paul guitar get plugged in, get put to good use, and all that good stuff, you know. So
Colorado's the best.
that's it. So thank you, buddy, for being on the show, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, bye. Take care. All right, so it's me and Tanya left now.
Hey.
We're winding down anyways, right, with the challenge, but just for the people at home, because maybe there are quite a few people that are intrigued right now. So even Rain Harper said I'm going to sing about Tim Hortons because I'm obsessed with Steve T.
Very good.
So people might be singing away, but we also want to leave people with a little bit. So Amethyst says that she's a soprano, so that's like about vocal range, I guess.
Yeah, soprano's on the higher end. So I bet Amethyst has a really high voice, and can hit all those high notes. And then, oh yeah, Colorado's back.
I know, but it looks like he's gone again, or he's here. Colorado, I just said bye to you, bro, in front of the whole audience. But anyways, he's still having some technical difficulty, but let's just keep him here. But yeah, just maybe finish what you were saying there, Tanya, and then we'll get into the challenge of the week.
Yeah, so Amethyst was saying like, yeah, their range was knocked out and finally just recovering. But that happens totally with or you can, it's just like if you don't practice it, the range will get smaller, but the more you use it and the more you stretch without pain, for sure, you never want your voice to be hurting. Then you can kind of slowly build that range and sing higher or lower even. Hey, Kat.
What's up, Koa? Trying to get in the show right now, but bro, it's not time for this right now. So just go over there. All right, perfect. Yeah, so that's a good tip though, because you want to make sure that you're not straining your voice, you're not going to injure it. Even like Amethyst was saying that like she just, you know, because she had a bad cold, so her range was knocked down a few notes. When you're sick too, you don't want to sing, you know, you don't want to force your voice because you can damage your voice as well. You know what I mean? So that's another tip too. And so for everyone that's watching right now that want to get more tips really on how to create melodies, I know you brought Tanya in the InPath YouTube tutorial video. You break down a lot of your process, and like you even break down more about like chords and how to create chords and how to do all that kind of stuff, which is really interesting. It was a really interesting watch. And so for everyone that's been having fun, literally singing anything, that's one thing. But then if you actually want to get some technique and you want to get some theory a little bit behind the approach to like how to create melodies, we have the YouTube InPath tutorial video that we've already dropped the link to. But maybe Alex, if you can drop it again, just so that people know, definitely click on that and use that as a resource. That's like why the InPath page was created, and our artists have lent some time and their expertise a little bit. So if you want to, you know, take a little bit more of a deep dive, Tanya, I guess you could check out that video.
And
that ties, go ahead.
Maybe everyone wants to like just do, I think if you have like a phone or someone has a phone around you, you can like just record. They have like voice recording apps on there. It's really fun, and there's a lot of different apps if you can explore, but also you can just sing live with people.
That's it. Cool. That's kind of ties into our challenge of the week as well, because this is the last challenge actually that's going to be available to the last Windcarriers challenge forever. No, I'm just kidding. We might come back with maybe a monthly edition of Windcarriers challenge, but this is technically the last week where people have a chance to submit for next week's prize, which is the MacBook Pro. But don't worry, all of your submissions leading up until now also count. But this week's challenge is also going to count for 2 submissions. I'm going to say it right now. So if you do this particular challenge, which is create a melody, we're going to get a little bit more into the nitty gritty of it in a moment, but it's going to count for 2 submissions. Another part of this challenge this week is that you have the option of also doing one of the last 16 challenges as well, for 1 submission. So we're encouraging people to do this week's challenge, obviously, because I feel like this is a really fun challenge to do. People have been having fun. So all you got to do is literally record your voice to a melody. And like, you know, maybe, I don't know, we could get into what the challenge will look like, but it'll count for 2 submissions. All right. So we're going to make it a little more saucy for everyone to do this week's challenge. But you also have the option of, and also doing one of the first 16 challenges as well. So you have an option this week for basically 3 submissions. If, you know, you got the time and you got the drive for it, you know what I mean? So this week's challenge of the week, Tanya, do you want to kind of like break it down a little bit for the audience?
Yeah. So this week's challenge, kind of like what we were talking about, record yourself. You can choose any text. If you find any text around your house from a book, a journal, a magazine, or lyrics that you write, that's even better. And try and sing it. Just record yourself singing it and creating a melody. Or if you prefer playing an instrument, just like record maybe like a 10, 15 second, longer if you prefer, melody on your instrument by using a small amount of notes and creating different combinations like we talked about. And I want to say maybe even bonus points if you like film or draw something along with your melody. Like if you create a video so you can put it in the Windcarriers visual album.
Hey man, we should have had you in week 1, you know, and then we could have asked for that every week, you know what I mean? That's actually kind of a cool idea. So there's like lots of different ways that you can actually do your entry technically, depending on you know, what kind of skill level you're at and how much time you want to invest in it. But at the end of the day, it's really about submitting a melody, right? So, you know, you could send us like you said, like a voice memo. You have to post it though on Instagram though. That's the only thing. Posting on Instagram or posting on Facebook with the hashtag Windcarriers to ensure that, and make sure you tagging the N'we Jinan pages. But at the end of the day, we, you know, you can submit it. There's different ways that you could submit, and we're going to make sure that we highlight all the different ways that you can do this challenge, so that people kind of like see all the options, Tanya? So we'll kind of provide that, and we're going to post it and promote it. But yeah, you know, and it's good for 2 entries this week, because we want to like just beef it up leading into the big grand prize, which is the brand new MacBook Pro, which is going to be, I can't do it. Actually, it's only available to Indigenous youth, but I don't know. I could probably, I'll still submit. I'm going to submit a melody just for fun. That's all I do anyways. Colorado, bro, you going to submit a melody maybe? Wait, sorry, bro.
Sorry. I probably will. Yeah.
Do it, man.
Now that I probably have more time now to like after school and stuff like that.
Yeah. All you have to do, Colorado, is post it onto your Instagram. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
You can post it up for a week, 2 weeks, whatever, until we do the draw, and you can keep it up if you want. But like, I would suggest doing it. You never know. You might come in and end up winning the MacBook Pro. Even it doesn't even matter. Some people might have like 17 chances, but you just never know with these things. It could be that person that did 1 entry that just wins. You know what I mean? So I really don't know how it's gonna go. This is also just fun to do. I feel like we're probably gonna get a lot of people to do this. There's a lot of people watching still right now. So like people are just tuning in right now. Like some guy named William Lance is like, what's going on here? William, I don't know, man. We're gonna post up this live and you can watch it after we're done. But yeah, so essentially just remember that you can submit to this challenge, which is submit a melody. That's challenge 1. We're 2 entries this week. And then challenge 2 is submit an entry based on any of the previous challenges. So all the challenges that have led up until now, you can find all of those challenges on our Instagram page. So that's why I was posting up that Instagram page before. But at our N'we Jinan TV Instagram page, it's got all the challenges posted there. So if you want to revisit all of them, you can definitely do that. So, yo, we did it. Yo, guys, we did the show. That was actually a lot of fun, no? Yo, Colorado, that was pretty fun, though, no?
Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
Was that your first like live experience, like going on a live thing?
My first one was just going live, just watching fireworks, and that was all for like 15 seconds.
Just testing it out to see,
Yeah.
hey, how many people will come and watch me doing this for the 15 seconds and getting
Yep.
out. Well, right now we had throughout the show, I think we peaked at maybe like 35 people watching. But we also posted online, so like a lot of people were watching and chiming in. But at the end of the day, it was just fun to connect to both of you, have some good convo about music. I think I've had a couple of takeaways too, but it was also really great to talk about the visual album. The Witset visual album is a beautiful project. Nice to get some context behind it as well. Colorado, is there anything that you would like to say before we tune off today?
I guess I could say that the residency was really fun experience, and yeah, it was really fun. I liked experiencing the last year's residency and this year's residency with Tanya and
Peter.
Peter. Yeah, it was pretty fun doing the stencils and everything, and doing that huge art project with the huge icon banner across the highway. Yeah.
That's it. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Colorado, for coming on to the show, repping your school, repping your peeps, repping for all the musicians out there, man. Young musicians. So we definitely appreciate you coming on the show. Tanya, is there any last words that you'd like to share with the audience?
Just thought it was so good to be here. It's so fun seeing Colorado on the bus and in the trees. I want to go back and visit Witset. It's so fun over there.
That's it. Eh?
Yeah, have fun making melodies, everyone.
Can't
wait.
We're also dropping, we want to promote Tanya's new album, visual album as well, titled Kind. It's the latest project. I know you've worked really, really hard on it. There's some great promo behind it. Beautiful artwork, beautiful music. So we're sharing the Bandcamp as well right now. So be sure to check out Tanya's latest album as well. And also for sure the I Count album, the visual album. Make sure that you guys go grab that as well. Big shout out to Bandcamp and all the work that they're doing to help support independent artists as well. So that's how we're promoting that Bandcamp as well. And yeah, so shout out to both of you for coming on the show. It was a lot of fun. I think I'm inspired to create some melodies and some music this week. I'm still in the juice making so much music. So it's always inspiring to get tips and tricks from fellow music makers. You know what I mean? So thank you both for coming on to the show. And I hope to see you guys at the festival in April. What are we, September? It's going to be around the corner. You know what I mean? So let's hope that some COVID goes away, or like there's some new regulations that open up so that we could all get together and have like a freaking grand old time, you know? That's it. All right. Well, I'll say bye to both of you. Tanya, Colorado, is a pleasure. I'm just going to throw y'all backstage and do some housekeeping. All right. We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you.
All right, so that was Colorado and Tanya. That was a lot of fun. Good vibes. And so that pretty much puts an end to the show. So thank you everyone for tuning in with us today. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna send this one off with actually Our Way Home, Icon High School. I'm just gonna play us out a little bit here. Wait a sec. What's going on here? Trying to get back. But yeah, so thank you everyone. We're going to be posting up the challenges very soon. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Our Way Home. Have a great week. Have fun creating melodies, y'all.
Not sure of my future. Not sure about my future. I see times that are changing. I see times that are changing. Learn to let go the people who are here. Learn slow so I can see clear. Learn to let go of the people who were here. Learn to take it slow so I can see clear. Learn to let go of the people who were here. Learn to take it slow so I can see clear.
But the song is good, but it's too much memory of my family that I lost, and we didn't get no grieving for our loved ones.